What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be something a little bit different than usual. This is actually going to be one of the creepiest found footage style videos I have ever seen. There was a group of friends that went into an abandoned hospital to check it out. And when they were walking through the hospital, they started hearing creepy whispers, and then things started happening around them. So let's go ahead and check this out. We're going to start off with a quick story here. This comes from a Reddit user. He says, in 2014, I worked security at a well-known haunted house attraction here in St. Louis. One year, we had a patron email us after visiting. The email was about how they visited the attraction with their friends. During their visit, they turned on their phone's recording feature without our knowledge. And during their visit, some of the actors swore they saw a shadow figure of a man walking past them. They checked the video and there was a shadow figure of a man walking past them. We told them that we would love to see the video, but unfortunately their memory card had been corrupted and they couldn't find it. The next day, they emailed us back saying that they found the video again and asked if we could meet at the park near the haunted house so that they could show us the video. Of course, we said yes. We met them at the park and they showed us the video. What we saw was a shadow figure of a man walking past them, nothing too crazy. But what really freaked us out was the audio. On the audio, you can hear our actor Chris talking to another actor named Tina. Chris is one of the owners of the company and is very much alive. Tina died almost 10 years ago from cancer. We all stared at the video in shock. Then the person who was filming turned the camera on themselves and asked, "Did anyone else see that?" That was when we noticed that the person wasn't recording in a first-person view. It was recording like it was overhead. And that's when we heard a whisper that clearly said, "Tina." Now, Tina passed away 9 years prior to this, and no one else in the room knew that she had even passed away. I don't know if this will come across in text form, but her voice was raspy and sounded exactly like an old 8mm film. I think the scariest part is that it never said my name, but instead, Tina. To this day, I still wonder if that was a one-off weird occurrence or if the spirit of Tina is haunting our attraction. Okay, so if you ask me, this story sounds pretty legit. For one, it's a found footage video. Not only that, but we got multiple witnesses, people who were there in the moment and they saw this along with him. And not only that, but we also have other people that work there that have had paranormal experiences before, and they know that Tina has passed. So they know that it wasn't just somebody messing around. And on top of all of that, this isn't just a video that shows a shadow figure. No, 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 no. We actually get to hear Tina's voice. Now, I didn't get to see the video itself, which is obviously sad. I wanted to put the video in this video, but I couldn't find it anywhere online. If you happen to see it, though, please drop a link down below because I would love to see it. Now, as for the actual story itself, the first time I heard this story, I immediately thought of the Bell Witch. Have any of you ever heard of the Bell Witch? Basically, the Bell Witch is one of the most famous spirits in American folklore. She was first reported in the early 1800s, specifically in Tennessee. People claimed that she interacted with members of the Bell family, specifically John Bell. Some of the things that she did included shaking beds, throwing objects, shaking entire rooms, and interacting with people. And all of these events took place between 1817 and 1820. Later on, it spread to nearby families and then later on became a spirit that haunted anyone that lived in that area. The Bell Witch continued to grow until it finally passed away in 1894. So this spirit was active for over 160 years. So why am I telling you all this? Well, I bring this up because there are many similarities between the Bell Witch and this story. First of all, in both stories, we have a ghost that interacts with humans. In the Bell Witch case, it's John Bell and his family. In this story, it's the security guard and the people that work there. Also, in both stories, the ghost is female. In this case, it's Tina, and in the Bell Witch story, it's the Bell Witch. And lastly, both ghosts seem to be very unhappy, and in both cases, the ghost seems to interact with the people there by speaking to them. Like in the Bell Witch story, the Bell Witch would shake their beds and interact with them. And in this case, we hear whispers. Both of these ghosts seem to be very unhappy, and they want to speak to people, and they want to make themselves known. But as for this story, the scariest part is when the person behind the camera turns the camera on themselves and asks, "Did anybody else see that?" And then they realize that the camera wasn't recording from a first-person point of view, but instead, it was recording like it was an overhead shot. And that's when they hear the voice say, "Tina." This is important for two reasons. First of all, it proves that someone or something was watching them the entire time. If the video was being recorded like it was an overhead shot, that means somebody was literally following them the whole time. And secondly, it proves that whatever was there knew their names. Whoever or whatever was watching them knew that this Tina person was there. And whoever was watching knew that it was her. This means that whatever was watching them knew that she passed away. And that's terrifying. If you think about it, the Bell Witch also did something similar. In the Bell Witch story, the witch would call out John Bell's name in the middle of the night. She did this while he was sleeping. So she would wake him up and then call his name, and sometimes she would even walk up to him and whisper in his ear, and that's exactly what happened in this story. The ghost whispered Tina's name. And not only that, but it also called out her name. Whoever or whatever was watching them knew that it was her, and that's just absolutely terrifying. Now, I don't know if this is true or not, but I read somewhere that the spirit of Tina may have passed away in the hospital. If that's true, then it makes sense that the ghost would be following these people around, especially if it was recorded like a first-person shot. Maybe it was trying to show them that it was there. Or maybe it was trying to tell them that she passed away there. Whatever it was, it's definitely creepy. As for where this hospital is, I couldn't find that either. I couldn't find anything about this Reddit user or where this supposedly took place. I did find a very similar story that took place in an abandoned hospital in Minnesota. I'm not sure if this is the same one, but if you happen to know, please let me know. And that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. And as always, thanks for watching.